Hello soulmates, welcome
To a new week and welcome to a new tutorial video. On this video, we'll be learning how to make a side draped skirt or gown. I'll be teaching you how to make it. So the first thing you need to get is your pattern, okay? So I already made my pattern for my A-line skirt. I already have a tutorial on how to make an A-line skirt. So the first thing you need to do is to cut out your back pattern because you use your pattern to now draft out your front pattern. So the front pattern of the skirt we are cutting is like a draped skirt. So we're going to use the slash and spread method to make this outfit, okay? So I've already drafted out my back pattern of my skirt. The measurements you need are your skirt waist, your skirt hip, then from your skirt waist to your knee line or wherever you want the tightening skirt to be, and then the circumference of your knee line, then the full length of your skirt. These are the measurements you need for your skirt. And for this tutorial, I'm using a silk material, okay? So I'm going to use this, my pattern, to first draft out the back part, because for the front part, we are going to be slitting it into two. So you don't need to cut the front part first, no, first the back part, okay? And I already have a tutorial video on how to draft a perfect A-line skirt. Alright, so you can watch that tutorial video if you don't understand what we are doing. So I just want to show us how to shape the back part of your A-line skirt. If you have enough fabric, you can make the back part very wide, okay? But for the purpose of this tutorial, I'm not making the back part of mine to be wide. I'm just going to make it to be very moderate, okay? Okay guys, so this is the pattern for my back skirt, A-line skirt, and I'm going to cut it out. So when we're done, I'm going to show you how to draft out your front pattern using the back pattern. Please make sure you always notch your knee area when you're cutting out on your main fabric, okay? So guys, now this is the back pattern. Let's use it to cut the front pattern. If you look at the front pattern of this skirt, it has a drape on one side, okay? So now you determine how wide you want the slits of your draped skirt to be. Now I went up from my knee by 1 inch, okay? And then I'm just creating the style line, okay? So now if you want yours to be, your draping to be upper, as in if you want the slit to be very open, that means you have to go upwards. I don't want my slit to be so open, wide open, no. That's why you see that the style line that I'm creating for the drape just below my hip line, very close to my knee line. Do you get? But if you want yours to be very exposed, you can go upwards. Can you see how I'm drawing mine? You can go upwards. You can decide that yours is going to be directly under your hip line. Do you get? But I don't want mine to be so exposed. So I'm going to make mine just 2 inches above my knee line. Alright? So I've gotten the style line that I want to use for my front pattern. Now I'm going to label it. Now, if you have a tracing wheel, this is going to work for you because you place your pattern paper on another paper and then you trace it out. But since I don't have a tracing wheel, I'm going to show you another means of tracing it out. So I cut out another pattern paper, right? Now I'm going to label my parts. I'm going to label one part A and the other part B, right? Now I'm going to trace out B from A. I'm going to trace out B from A. So I'm going to mark out that part, the part that connects to the hip line. I'm going to mark it out on my second pattern paper with my chalk. Can you see how I'm doing? I placed another pattern paper under the skirt pattern. And then I mark out where I created the style line for the front part. I marked it by the side, that's the hip side, and I also marked it at the bottom. Do you get? So after marking it, the next thing I'm going to do now is to cut it off. Alright, so I'm going to flip it over and first cut out the sides of my skirt. Do you get? First of all, flip it over, cut out the sides of my skirt, then before I cut out the main pattern for the front part. So I already cut out the skirt pattern. Now for me to differentiate the B part from the A part, right? So now I'm first going to cut out I already said that I'm going to cut out the B part from the A part. So remember, I marked a line by the side and also marked another line by the bottom. So it's time for me to flip it over. Can you see? Because I want to draft out the B part from the A part, remember, and I've already labeled it. So I'm going to fold it up like this. Can you see? And connect the lines that I already created. You remember I said that I marked the side and I also marked the bottom, so it was easy for me to connect it like so. Do you get? But if you can't do yours like this, get a transparent paper, a transparent paper, and then you trace yours with a tracing wheel. Okay, so now I've cut it out. That part is going to be my B part. Do you get? So now I'm going to cut out that B part from the original pattern paper, so that you will see what I'm trying to create. You will see the design that I'm trying to create. Okay, so now can you see this is our B part? Now I'm going to cut it out from the original part so that we'll see the design. Remember, this dress is a draped skirt, okay, that has a slit. It has an opening. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So now I'm going to cut out the B part from the original pattern, so we'll see how it looks. All right, so guys, can you see what I'm doing? I'm cutting out the B part because I've already drafted a new B part of my skirt. Do you get now? So now we have the full B part and the full A part. So when you place both of them on top of each other, and you now see how it's looking. Can you see the style line? Can you see the slit, the opening? As I said earlier, I don't want mine to be so open, so it's just moderate. But if you want yours to be very open, you make your style line to be wider. Okay, so now to the parts for draping. Now if you watch the picture, you will see that one part is draped on top of the other. Okay, so one part of the skirt is underneath, while the one on top is draped. So the part that is going to be draped is the A part. Do you understand? Now you can decide on what part you want yours to be draped. All right, so now the first thing you are going to do is on the opposite end. Remember, the draping is going to be on that design part, or your right part, right? Now on your left part of your hip, you out 2 inches apart. You mark 2 inches apart from where you want your draping to start to the end. So from your waistline, you mark 2 inches apart up to your knee line. From your waistline, mark 2 inches apart up to your knee line. Do you get that part? Then you draw a slant line from that part to the other edge of your skirt pattern. Okay, you use your ruler to draw a slant line, can you see, to the other part of your skirt pattern. Guys, please, if you have any question, let me know in the comment section and I'll try my best to explain for you. Please, if you've not subscribed to my YouTube channel, please click on the subscription button and subscribe, like, and share. Click on the notification bell to be notified whenever I post new tutorials. So, guys, can you see how I'm marking it? You have to take your time to mark the slant lines and make sure that your lines are 2 inches apart. Okay? So now when we get our slant line, this is how it's going to look. Can you see how it is? They are all 2 inches apart. Now the next thing is you're going to slash it open. We call it slash and spread method. Now if you watch, you see that I'm not slashing the lines completely at the edge. I'm not slashing it open completely. No, I'm just slashing it a bit. I'm leaving it a bit at the edge. So now I've slashed the lines and I've spread them. The way I spread this slash method, right? The distance from one part to the other part is 2 inches out. The distance from one slash line to the other slash line is 2 inches apart. Now, if you want your draping to be very pronounced, you can make yours 3 inches apart. Depends on the amount of material you have. Your material is going to play a large role in this method. You need a lot of fabrics. Okay, so now I've slashed mine and now I've the skirt. Now it's time for me to place them for you to see how it's meant to look. Now remember, cut out the skirt length. No, I'm going to get my slash and spread method completely. I'm going to get the draping method first before I cut out my length. Please make sure, don't cut out the length of your skirt immediately. No, get your slashing correctly, right? Make sure that is exactly what you want. Then you pleat it out first before you cut out your length of your skirt. Now can you see the distance from one slash line to the other slash line is 2.5. Can you see 2.5 inches? So now it's time for me to pleat them in. Now please watch this method. First thing I did was I marked out 1 inch from the edge and I just cut it off. That's from the original line, right? I mark out 1 inch on the top, right? Can you see? I extended 1 inch from the front part of the slash line. Then now I'm going to pleat it for you to see how it's going to look. Now from one edge to the you pick it from one edge to the beginning of another one. You pick from the bottom to the top, from the bottom to the top. Do you get? Now watch what I'm trying to do. From the bottom to the top. Can you see? If you're making a pleat, you're exactly making a pleat. Do you get? So you make your pleat from the bottom to the top like so. Guys, can you see how I'm pleating it? So you have to take your time to pleat it from one part to the other part. Make sure you're pleating it correctly. Okay, so I'm going to pleat this from the beginning to the end. Just be patient because this is how you're going to get yours. Nothing good comes easy, so it's making of outfits. But at the end of the day, you see this outfit is going to come out very and very beautiful. Okay, so you're going to make your pleats like so from one part to the other part. Can you see why it's important for you to use your masking tape to hold it down so that it won't be shifting so much? Okay, so when you're done pleating it like so, you can see that the edge has drapes. One edge is fuller than the other edge. Do you get? So now we are done draping. The next thing we are going to do is to now mark out the length of our skirt. Can you see that if we had marked out the length of our skirt earlier, we won't get the accurate length, the correct length, we will not get it. So now that we've draped it, it's time for us to mark accurate length of our skirt. So now you place your tape and then you mark out the length of your skirt. Can you see how I'm doing it? You place your tape and then you mark out the length of your skirt. So guys, this is how to drape your skirt. Anything slash and spread, this is how to make it. Okay, but the most important thing is you need a lot of fabric. You need enough if you're trying to mice your fabric, then you will not be able to get the required effect. Okay, so guys, if you have any question for this tutorial, let me know in the comment section and I'll try my best to explain further to you. So I hope this tutorial was helpful to you. I hope you can be able to drape yours or to cut your own slash and stretch method. Okay, so now it's time for me to cut it out and we are good to go. So now remember I said the front part of this skirt has two parts. Remember, part A and part B. We have draped part A. Part B does not need draping. All you need to do is to put part B under. That's put part B inside part A, right? And just match it down on the waist area. Do you get what I'm trying to say? This part A is going to be on top, while part B is going to be under. That's inside it, so that you'll be able to get that slit, right? So this whole explanation, this is what I've done. I've gone to my machine to sew it down, the drapes down. I've sewn the drape, and then after sewing the drapes down for the part A, then if you want to use a lining on your material or your outfit, this is the right time to cut your lining. When you've draped it, now you cut your lining the same length of your draping when you've draped it like this. So now can you see this part? Can you see that it's full? Can you see the draped part? So this is how to get your draped skirt, side draped skirt. You can, this draping is going to be at the middle, depends on your preference. Now this is the part A. Now to join the part B is just very simple. Just join it on the waist area. Fix the part B beneath the part A and join it on the waist area. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So that's how to get the front part of your draped skirt. Now, if you're not using a lining, you can bias your, or you can fold yours in. Do you get? So can you see I've joined my part A and part B? You see what I'm saying? On the waist area, I just mashed it down on the waist area, right? And then we're good to go. Cut out your excess and your draped skirt is ready. So this is how to get your draped skirt, and then you join it to your half length of your outfit and you're good to go. So I hope this was helpful to you, and if you have any question, let me know in the comment section and I'll try my best to explain further. So thank you guys for watching. See you on my next tutorial. Bye.